Hello friends, welcome back to my channel and another Doing Book Stuff vlog. My name is Jessica if you're new here, and I am a lifestyle creator living and working in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I write and make videos about life in my 30s, beauty, wellness, self-care, books and reading, and more. I am so excited that you guys loved my first Doing Book Stuff video. Today we are kicking off this Doing Book Stuff vlog by crocheting a Kindle sleeve. This is the inspiration that I'm going for. This pattern is by Maham here on YouTube. I'm pretty sure I can do something like this. I've watched the video a couple of times and it seems pretty simple, and my Kindle is, as you folks know if you watched the last Doing Book Stuff vlog, we decorated it and now it's a little thicker, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to crochet a Kindle sleeve. Now the pattern that Maham uses or created is for a book. So I'm gonna see how this works out. Hopefully I'll be able to adjust the pattern to fit my Kindle. I have said this many times in my crochet journey that sometimes I think I can do something and then I end up not being able to do it. So this will be a fun experiment to try. It looks super easy, but we will just have to see, you guys. And this is the fun part about crochet and just crafting in general. So let's head on over to the bench by my dining table because that's where I store all of my yarn, and let's go pick out some yarn for my Kindle sleeve.
Love me or hate me, God knows you made it. When he let his eyes on.
Okay, so those weren't any of the colors that I were looking for, but I do have a couple of other skeins of yarn that is kind of more the color scheme that I'm going for. So let's head over there instead. Those skeins is a project that I've been working on for some time. It's this little daisy, what are these things called? I honestly don't even know. I was trying to make these little daisy squares, and I started this like the summertime last year. I have like 2 or 3 of them, and this was probably like the 4th one, but I stopped midway for some reason and I never finished it. But I'm just gonna take this apart because I won't be able to pick this up in the middle and figure out where I am at. So I'm gonna take this apart and then use the yarn from this to create the Kindle sleeve. I'm gonna use these 2 colors for my Kindle sleeve. This one is Big Twist Twinkle. For the hook size, it says you can use anything between a 5 to 8 millimeter hook, but I think because I am using a pattern that is for a book and I'm trying to readjust it for a Kindle, I may need to make the stitches a little tighter. So I think I may go down to a 4.25 millimeter hook just so I can get those tighter stitches. But we'll see, we'll just have to play with it. I'm gonna pull up the pattern on my TV since I am filming myself, and then we will try to see how much we can get done. Okay, so the pattern was to make a foundational stitch just the length of the book. So I'm making mine for the length of the Kindle. I'm also going to make mine a little longer just because I have the little Kindle charm here. So let's move on to the next step. what I have so far. It fits my Kindle good, like that's what I thought it was gonna do. I think I made it just a hair too long here, so I may want to take it apart and try to bring this a little closer to this edge here. But also I really want to take it apart because I think the 4.25 millimeter hook is just a little too tight for my liking, so much so that it's starting to twist the project. You see how it's doing that there? That's because it's too tight, and even if I try to lessen my tension, the hook size will still make it do this twisting thing. So I am gonna go up to, I think I have a 4.5 millimeter hook. I have to look. Either a 4.5 millimeter hook or a 5 millimeter hook. I'm gonna test a couple of those and see how that turns out, and then I will show you guys what the project looks like at least halfway through, once I decide on the hook size that I liked. Hello friends, it has been, I don't even know how long since I updated this vlog. The last couple of weeks have been extremely stressful for me, and I just did not have the energy to do anything on camera. I think it's been a couple of weeks since I've updated this vlog. I think the last time that I left you, I was crocheting my Kindle sleeve that I told myself I wanted to do during the month of February. This is my first Kindle sleeve that I crocheted. This is the one that I was working on before I did this portion of the update. I think the last time I left you, I had just done the bottom, and I wanted to switch hook sizes because it was twisting a little because my tension was a little too tight and my hook was a little small. So I unraveled the whole thing and used a larger hook. I think I used a 5, maybe a 5.5. No, this has to be a 5. This is a 5 hook. I don't know what letter that equals. I know some people go by the millimeter hook size or by the letter size. I honestly only know the numbers, but I'm pretty sure this is a 5 millimeter hook. I thought I did pretty good for my first time. I will leave Maham's pattern in the description below. Some things that I could have done better because I am my own worst critic when it comes to anything really. Sorry, I'm taking the hair out of this thing. What is happening? I really like this, but because I am my own worst critic, something that I didn't like, and this is not the pattern's fault, this is my own fault for misunderstanding the pattern and for just not really following it to a T, because the pattern that Maham was doing was for a book and I was trying to recreate it for a Kindle, which is much smaller than a book. So this top part, you see the top, how it's rounding, like curving over the top. I did not like that. It didn't really look like a letter to me, even though this is a fiber creation. So nothing is really gonna look like a letter slash an envelope, and it's not gonna be like very precise like paper. But I knew what I did wrong. As soon as I like finished the heart and attached it, I knew what I did wrong, and I was like, I immediately need to make a second one. So I made a second one. It's not exactly like the envelope, like it's not the same exact one, but I made a second one and I like this one so much better, you guys. So I went one size up. I think this one is a 5.5 millimeter hook. My tension was still pretty tight while I was crocheting this because I was stressed while doing this, and I was just like taking it out on the yarn. But for that reason, I feel like it turned out really, really pretty. And it looks really neat and nice, and I am very happy for it. And you see how this top flap on the first one is rounded. Like I said, I didn't really like that. Well, this one is more flat, and I love that. This makes my heart so happy, and this is exactly what I pictured when I wanted to make my Kindle sleeve. All I had to do was crochet a couple of extra rows on the top here to ensure that the flap goes fully over before I start doing the little downward triangle here. So that helped me a lot. I actually followed the pattern this time and listened to it, and I just really followed my own intuition, which I gotta say feels pretty good because especially in the current mental state that I'm in, it feels good to trust yourself. So yeah, I really like this one better. You guys know that one of my yearly goals is to finish crocheting this blanket that I started like in 2021, 2022, and I am still trying to find the motivation to do it. So doing something small like this kind of really made me want to crochet a little bit more. Is it enough to crochet my blanket? Unclear yet at this point, but I am really happy with the way that this turned out. And just for shits and giggles, this is my Kindle and this is how it fits into the sleeve. Ta-da! So cute. It fits perfectly in the sleeve. I did make it a little bigger so I could include my Kindle charm without it catching every single time. This pattern was super easy and beginner friendly. I wouldn't consider myself like a beginner crocheter. I would consider myself more like a intermediate crocheter. I do know a lot of crochet terms and things. It's just that I don't do it often. So it was pretty easy for me to pick up even though I don't crochet a lot, you know, in my downtime anymore. But yeah, I am really happy with the way that this turned out and I can't wait to make more. Anyway, that is an update on my Kindle sleeve adventure while I was gone. As far as reading goes, I just finished reading 5 Broken Blades by Mike Corlin last night. I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book. It was a kind of longish book, about 80 something chapters, but the end really got me, especially since I am like currently in this weird phase in my life where I like spy, espionage, detective, mystery thriller type of things, which is typically not my usual style or usual genre that I like to read and watch. I really did like 5 Broken Blades. It is about these 6 assassins that are hired for murder to kill the God King, King June, and by the time they get to where they need to be to kill this God King, something happens and they are all backstabbed by one of their own, and the ending literally had me screaming. Like, I know I scream a lot in fantasy books, as you've seen in my Onyx Storm reading vlog and my Iron Flame reading vlog, or honestly, and just any reading vlog, I scream a lot while I read. But this one, I did not see it coming. That said, the adventure in the book itself was so long and so boring, and I'm starting to think that fantasy adventures, especially fantasy adventures where there are multiple characters, so like more than 3 characters, is just not my style. Like, it just takes way too long. And I saw that in Onyx Storm, and now I'm seeing it in 5 Broken Blades. So I'm thinking that's just like a part of fantasy that is not really my favorite, but it doesn't deter me from reading fantasy. So that was 5 Broken Blades in a nutshell. I really liked it. I think I'm gonna read the second book, but maybe not just right now. I think I need like a little palette cleanser. I am still reading Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I'm about like 85% through the book at this point, but I really want to savor that one because it is such a really good book, and I don't necessarily like love the characters, but I love their backstory and I love what they represent in this book. And so yeah, I am just trying to savor Deep End for a little bit longer. I'm not quite sure what I want to read yet. One of my goals for 2025 is to get through my entire TBR cart. My TBR cart isn't as big or filled as like some of my other book friends here on YouTube, but I do want to get rid of some books, like just get them off my cart so that I can make room for more books, because I have some books here that have been here for quite some time. I'm just not quite sure what I'm in the mood for yet. I do kind of want to read a fantasy. There are 2 fantasies that kind of piqued my interest right now. I have The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and then I also have When the Moon Hatched. That's the first book in the what series? In the Moonfall series. I'm kind of going between those 2 right now. I think I may, like, I'm more in the mood for When the Moon, what is this book called? When the Moon Hatched, but I heard that the second book is coming out in October and this ends on a really bad cliffhanger, so I think I might want to save that one maybe for the summertime, so I can take my time reading a like very large fantasy book. To be honest, it's humongous, and just, you know, read that throughout the summer so that I am prepped for when the second book comes out in the fall, which I guess leaves me with The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I actually did pick that up like late last year, but the font size was really tiny in my book. So it kind of turned me off, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this another time, but I still want to be able to read a fantasy. So I think I might pick that one up next. That is where I'm at as far as reading goes. I don't have much to update in my reading journal, but let's just update the reading journal with 5 broken blades, and then I don't know what else we're gonna do in this vlog, because this vlog is supposed to go up in a couple of days and I haven't really been filming, so we will see what happens. I feel like a crazy person right now, guys. Anyway, let's go update the reading journal.
Ready to go low, go low. 이미 오래된 말, you left me alone, alone, alone. I don't hate you, but the way you just grip my heart, break my heart, 날 무너지게 해. And you might be 나는 널 위한 길가, 이젠 아까워. Oh, I never wanted us to be like this. I never wanted to leave. All I ever wanted was to be myself. That's all I wanted. 코끼리야만 하냐고, 떠나야만 하냐고. 공을 떠는 너의 말은 so why? 대답하기도 전에 아쉽지만 okay bye. 많은 날을 보내고 눈물 젖은 이미 찢어진 맘. I'm ready to go low, go low. 이미 오래된 말, you left me alone, alone, alone. I don't hate you, but the way you just
Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. Every time. If you've been watching my vlogs for a while, I swear to you, I am not joking when I say that every time I sit down to film, all the cars, all the things try to interrupt me. You think you can do something, but then you try it and then you're like, what the did I just make?